guys, welcome back to another video. So we're here for part 2 of this Q&A. I literally just turned off the camera and I'm turning it back on. I actually had no intentions of doing a part 2 to this Q&A, but you guys really asked some great questions and I was only halfway through, so I was like, oh, I mean, we might as well continue on and see what other great questions you guys can ask, because I want to make sure that everyone feels like they were addressed. So, and I just also like answering your guys' questions. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump right back into it. Let's see what we got. Bear Brolin said, how did you cut your munchies addiction? It's slowing down my weight loss progress. My weight loss progress. Yeah, ooh, that's a tough one. The great thing is that eventually, once you start smoking a lot, which I was a few months ago, your munchies start to just dissipate. They're just not as bad as they once were, at least in my experience. Like, they were really heavy and hard hitting at the beginning, and then after a while I was like, okay, I've like eaten everything under the moon. If I eat anything else now, I think I'll just die. So yeah, but now as I'm smoking a lot more than I was a month or so ago, but still just not nearly on the same level. And I replace those things with, like, I'll order an acai bowl on Postmates, or I bought wheat thins, or I, you know, have my wheat thins and hummus. I'm replacing the snacks with something healthier, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be less calories, but I also, like, because it's healthier, you get fuller from it quicker because it's just not as satisfying as a chocolate bar. Like wheat thins, I'm like, oh, this is really good, but I'm kind of full. Like, I don't really want any more of this. And then I'm tired and I go to sleep. So I would say drink a lot of water before you smoke, because that'll naturally fill you up. I mean, like, be careful, because water toxicity is a real thing, and like water poisoning and stuff. You could drink too much water, but just, like, you know, have like 1 or 2 glasses of water before you smoke, and then make sure that you don't have a bunch of junk food in your house. Like, and don't make the trek for the junk food. Have wheat thins, have a bowl of cereal, have, like, limit yourself to something. Or like for me, I'll have like 5 or 6 Oreos with milk, and then I just slam down the almond milk that has the little Oreo crumbles in after, and that's like perfect for me, and I feel great. So just be more mindful. You're high, you can control those cravings. Dita the YouTuber said, how do you deal with harm OCD? I experienced this too. So I have done a whole video about my struggles with my mental health and really opening up to you guys about my harm OCD, which was an absolutely terrifying obsessive compulsive disorder, a mental obsessive compulsive disorder, where I had to go to cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure therapy, and it was brutal. Very, very hard, very tough stuff. But I am proud to say that I haven't struggled with harm OCD or really any form of mental OCD, where it's HOCD, POCD, ROCD, any of those things. I haven't dealt with it in a long time. I still have obsessive compulsive things that I do, like I'll like pick out pieces of hair, or I'll, like, when I'm really stressed out, I'll pick my lashes out when I'm really stressed, or I start compulsively cleaning, compulsively like rubbing my hands and like picking my nails, and I have things that I do. But as far as mental OCD, man, therapy and antidepressants are what saved the day there, and I understand that not everyone wants to do that, but that was my personal experience, and it's what made my life drastically improve. I don't know if I would still be here if it weren't for getting on an SSRI. So it's hard and it's scary, but there are things out there that you can be doing to make this difficult process easier and make you feel less alone. And I think something like therapy is just the perfect place to start. Let me hug you. Hey Palacios, how do you edit your photos? I get questions all the time, kind of sparingly, like on a specific picture or like on DMs or something, and I have 2 different ways, but it's typically always on Lightroom. I finally found the preset of my dreams, and it's the Miami preset on 123presets.com. Not sponsored, however, holler at your girl if you just want to send me some presets, your girl, I'm down. But amazing. I think I paid like $12 for the pack, and yeah, their presets are just brilliant. But the Miami one always makes you look tan, and Lightroom is just like, it's such a nice phone editor for your phone. And on top of that, if I don't really want to do like a heavily filtered preset picture, then I will just use VSCO, and I'll go to like SS1, where it just kind of makes the photo look more vibrant. So that's it. I'm pretty simple when it comes to my photos. I just gotta make sure the lighting's right. You know what I mean? Ooh, good question. Nathalie G, why'd you decide to go back on birth control, and what exactly are you on? Thoughts so far? So yeah, I was back on birth control up until this week. I typically take the NuvaRing, or I use the NuvaRing, which is basically just like a little bracelet that you insert inside of you for 3 weeks, and you take it out for a week, kind of like placebo pills with birth control pills, so that you can get your period. And yeah, wow. I've been using the NuvaRing, you know, on and off for years, and I decided to get back into it because I was being sexually active with someone and I wanted to be safe. But wow, what a roller coaster. I was on my period for 3 months straight, not physically, but mentally, hormonally. My breasts were always tender. They were like swollen and achy, and I was just emotionally dead on the inside. Everything was irritating to me. I'm done. Like, I'm on my period right now and I'm done after. I gotta find a new form of birth control because that was not fun. Marissa G Baby said, how do you handle being friends with your ex so damn well? I'm struggling. Girl, it takes time. It takes time. Like, Omar and I were so rocky for the first year, I would say, post breakup, because one, it was hard. We really cared about each other. We loved each other, and something was ending, and it was also ending long distance, which made things easier, but also can make things harder. You know, we found out things along the way, and just like, but never anything that was like crushing, or like, it was, you know, nothing about being unloyal to each other. It was just stuff post breakup that, you know, like, it just, people are weirdos and people follow us and then they see us out and about and they send, it's just the internet, okay? The internet can be very strange. But I think, man, within the last like year, because it's been 2 or 3 years since we broke up, I think we have both just come to a really good understanding of the fact that while we have come to the understanding that we don't work as a couple, we work really great as friends and as business partners. And we don't want to jeopardize our friendship or potential businesses together because of a relationship that didn't work out. Because the thing is, we ended really nicely. We always respected each other. We always maintained good communication. And then when things were bad, we just didn't talk at all. But it takes time. Like, it's been 2.5, 3 years, I think. I mean, I don't know. It's been well over 2 years. And I think respecting the other person and them respecting you and both having a mutual understanding of like, look, hey, we're not doing this anymore, but that doesn't mean that we can't continue to be great friends. That doesn't mean, I mean, he knows so much about me and I know so much about him. We can read each other like a book. And we also have just always really worked well together as business partners. So it was just kind of a no-brainer. And once you're able to separate your own personal feelings and, you know, separate yourself from the previous relationship and focus on the current relationship at hand, it just works. It just can work. And we still have hiccups. We still have things that bother us and annoy us, just as any relationship would. Me and Riley piss each other off all the time. Me and Nikki piss each other off all the time. Like, that's just being friends with someone. That's having any form of a relationship with anyone. But yeah, I care about the dude and he cares about me, and we're able to maintain that friendship. And if you want to do that with your ex, it has to be a mutual thing. Omar is a really mature person. I've learned a lot about maturity in the last few years myself, and so it changes your outlook. Give it a shot. Just be patient. Giselle H4 said, how do you get confident to take pictures for IG? I get so awkward. Dude, this is my job and I get awkward. Like, I could understand if this isn't even something you're doing for a living and you feel awkward. That is a-okay and that is normal. There's nothing wrong with you. We're all feeling it. What I do, so like today I had to take a picture because I was doing a paid, like a sponsored thing for a clothing company, and I was like really feeling awkward while I was taking the pictures. I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting the right position, blah blah blah. Nikki was taking the pictures for me and she's like, how do you, before I even said what I was thinking, she's like, you're always so effortless. You look so effortless in your pictures. And I was like, that's not what I'm thinking. Inside my head, it's like the SpongeBob meme where he's like, what's his name? Did we get rid of his name? Find his name. And they're like, millions of SpongeBobs are running through his mind, frantically looking for his name. That's me anytime I'm taking a picture. How do you pose? I can't remember how to pose. So I think you just gotta, like, what I do is I channel the girls that I love following on Instagram. I'm like, they always look the best when they don't look like they're posing. They're just like, fuck it, I'm just taking a picture. Oh my god, what? I'm drinking coffee. Oh, you looked over? I'm just happening to look and laugh. Like, you just gotta like have fun and just channel your Tyra Banks, you know, channel your Rihanna, channel your whoever is your spirit animal when it comes to confidence. Channel them and then rock it, and then take 1,000 photos and find 3 that are your favorite. Any Rack Fed said, what do you look for in a boyfriend? This is difficult because I am a difficult person. I am a really harsh judge of character, but I'm also a really harsh judge. Like, I judge myself really harshly as well. So, you know, don't worry. I can dish it and I can take it back. But look-wise, it's so all over the place. I don't even know that I have a type anymore because I'm attracted to so many different types of people. Personality-wise, you gotta be able to make me laugh. You gotta have good banter. And honestly, like, we have to kind of be assholes to each other. That's my favorite, is when we just like poke and prod at each other and it's just banter. It's good. It's fun. That's why I've like loved talking to or like dating European guys or Australian guys or whatever, because they just like, that's just naturally in them. They just have that banter in them. Family morals, you gotta have a good relationship with your family, and I'm hoping they've taught you some basic morals of just being a good person and chivalry and all of those things. And I think just being a loyal person. I'm a Leo, so loyalty and attention are important to me. That's just the truth. I'm not gonna sit here and lie or sugarcoat it or make it seem like anything else. My like love language is attention and helping me with things. Like, I don't really care about gifts. I don't care about anything like that. But if you're like, oh, you're really stressed out today, let me come bring you some lunch, or I'll come hang out with the dogs, or like, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. But things like that, little actions. So just loyalty and trust and attention. And has to love to travel, because I love traveling and I desperately want to travel with a boyfriend at some point in my life. Or a husband, you know. We're not gonna X that one out. Lexita Mara said, have you ever been cheated on? I don't know when this video is going up, but I plan to do a video addressing this topic because a lot of people are asking just because they've been cheated on and they were kind of seeking advice. So I'm gonna do a video specifically on this topic. But yes, I have been cheated on, and I do not speak to that person at all anymore. In fact, I think he has me blocked, which is bizarre because I don't even care about this person, but I'm pretty sure he has me blocked. But yeah, I don't talk to this person at all anymore. He's not a good person, and I mean, who knows, maybe he's gotten better now, but yeah, that guy is toxic AF. So yeah, I've been cheated on. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that very soon. NYC to Orlando, I'm assuming, 626 said, do you ever miss the time when you weren't a popular YouTuber? Look, in LA, I am not a popular YouTuber. The people with like 10 million subs, you should ask them that question, because I feel like a regular person. Every once in a while someone will stop me, say hi, ask for a picture, talk a little bit, but I do not, like, I can go places and not be bombarded. So I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. I can't say that I do because my life has changed drastically for the better. So no, I'm chilling. I like where I'm at right now. Chloe Martinez, do you think filler and plastic surgery should be something you wait until you're older for? Yeah, I do. Only especially when you're like a teenager, because your body isn't even done developing yet. So you could be getting surgery on something that is already going to change, like your breasts or your lips or your face, like not drastically, but I mean, man, let your natural body, let your natural body come out first, and then you can start making changes if it's something that you really want to do. I know that this is a touchy topic, so I'm not going to talk about it for too long, because people were so extremely offended by me sharing the fact that I decided to get under eye filler for my under eye bags. It became this whole debate about how, society makes us feel that we need to do these things. It was like the topic of that versus actually just not wanting to have eye bags, or just, whatever it is. So from that perspective, I also just think that you should wait. You need to, like my aunt, when I wanted to get a breast augmentation when I was, I think 19 or 20 years old, and my aunt said, please wait until you're at least 24 or 25, because you might not feel that way anymore. You might actually be really happy with your breasts. And she was right. I love my boobs, and like, if it's not something that I think about, like, it's like, it just sounds like a process I don't even want to go through. And I love my little boobies now, and not little, but they're just like nice little average boobies, and they're perfect. And your mind changes a lot. Like, I wanted to get this birthmark removed from the age of 9 or 10 years old, and now I rock it and I own it, and guys will be like, whoa, I've never like seen that birthmark, because guys were my biggest insecurity, was like, I thought that they would see my birthmark and never want to talk to me again. And guys are just like, oh, it's pretty cool. I didn't know that was there. That's crazy. Like, how long have you had that? Or like, were you born with it? Or, like, did it come later in life? And your mind changes, and you grow up and you accept your body the way that it is. And then if there are things that you still don't like, then you can make those changes. But no one has a right to judge you for that. Don't let them judge you. You do what you want. It's your body. Recognize why you're doing the things, and then it's all you from there. The Weekender, are you going to sell your condo since you are moving? So I don't know how quickly I'm gonna be moving. If I move, yes. If I move in general, whether it's in 6 months or a year, yes, I will be selling my condo. Only because I did a low percent down on this place. I did a lot wrong when I bought this condo. I love my condo now, but I did a very low amount down, and it was not smart. at the time. I was kind of pushed into it, but you know, that's a whole different story. So yeah, I would sell it only because for what I pay monthly for it, not anything insane, but for it to get rented out, I'd probably be at a loss of like $600 a month because I'd have to pay those additional fees for like the mortgage and the HOA, and I don't really see the value in that. I don't know that my property will go up that much more in value, maybe another 50K. So I'm gonna try and hold on to it for another year, and then my plan was always to sell this after 2 years. So that's still the plan. And yeah, and that's what I was gonna say about moving. I don't know if it's gonna be like, the soonest I would move would be in 6 months, and the latest I would move would be in a year. So this isn't something that's happening right now, but I'm still at least, you know, I gotta start going to these different states and figuring out if I like it and if I would buy right away and all of that. So it's a process. Rob_1129, how do you handle getting heartbroken? You put a wall up and you never speak to the gender of your preference ever again. I'm just kidding. You put a wall up and never speak to the gender of your yeah, that's all I've got. Okay, no, but actually, you put a wall up and never speak. Okay, I'm actually joking. This is going too far. You just do. You just go through the 2 weeks of crying. You go through the 2 weeks of rebounding. You go through, whether that's with men or food, you go, or sorry, woman, whatever, you know, whatever your preference, and then you move on and you get back into dating, or you take that time for yourself, or you travel, or you get a tattoo, or you get a haircut, and you just go through it. Breakups are hard, man. They fucking suck. It's like a loss in your life, but there are so many other heartbreaks that you're gonna experience, and there are so many beautiful people that you're gonna experience in your life, and you gotta think of those things. Is that weird to say? I'm so jaded. Okay, this is gonna be my last question. It comes from Z_bruh. She said, do you believe in love at first sight? No, I don't. There's literally, that is called infatuation, that is called intrigue, that is called sexual tension, attraction, but no, no. I mean, I'm sorry for those of you that do. Hey, if you have your own experience, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're wrong, but in my experience, you don't know these people. The person that, Ted Bundy, you know how many women probably thought that that was love at first sight? Do you think that they still were gonna be in love with him? Maybe some of them actually, but like the amount of people that probably saw him and thought they were smitten and then realized what a scumbag he was, their opinions probably changed. That's what I always think to myself, is just because they're attractive, just because you think you don't know if they've murdered people, you don't know what they do for fun, like you don't know if they're an abusive person, you don't know anything. Would your opinion change once you actually got to know them? That is the entire debate of love at first sight. Are you still in love with them? Probably not. I don't know. I think it's all bull crap. And I recently started watching, me and Nikki hardcore binged this TV show with our friends called Temptation Island, which is a show where four couples go to an island, and the men separate into one house and the women separate into another house, and there are temptresses and tempters that are all like singles. There's like 10 of them, and their goal is to basically find love. So it like puts your relationship to the test, and it's truly a temptation. You go on dates with these people, and I don't want to give it away if you haven't watched it, but man, some people, I guess, can fall in love at first sight, but you know, I just think it's a little sketchy. So what do you think, Duke? I think Duke fell in love with me at first sight. I think you fell in love with me at first sight. He's so romantic. Look at that paw. Oh, goodness. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it for these Q&A videos. I pretty much answered almost, not all. I definitely didn't answer all of your guys' questions, but I answered a lot of them. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to throw it a thumbs up for me. Show some love and support. Comment below what else you'd like to see on my channel. And subscribe if you are not already subscribed. I've been enjoying uploading for you guys recently, and I know it's back to school, so it's probably chaos for you guys, but I appreciate you taking the time to come over here and check out my content. So I will see you guys in my next video. Besitos. Bye.